Yeah, I mean, look, the Russians have been pretty clear about it. On one level, they've said, look, they are not going to accept any kind of European stroke NATO reassurance forces in Ukraine after any kind of ceasefire. They've also made it very clear that they want Ukraine to be very clear about reneging on its ambition of joining NATO. I think it's very likely that they will demand the lifting of Western sanctions on Russia before there's any kind of movement by then. I think the interesting question is, do the Russians broaden their demands out from just Ukraine-specific demands to their broader security demands? In recent days, Russian ministers and spokesmen and women have been talking a lot about addressing what they call the root causes of the conflict. Now, that is their code for Russia's belief that it was a security encroachment by NATO forces coming closer to Russian territory that provoked them into launching what they call their military operation here in Ukraine. Now, that analysis is dismissed as ludicrous by the West. But the question is, will the Russians say, we'll act on some kind of short-term ceasefire, but we've got to have a discussion about the presence of US forces in parts of Europe, and we've got to make sure that NATO steps back from countries like Poland and the Baltic states. So that's the interesting question.